That's a good observation. But you'd agree with me that Mr. Firth was front and center during the rollout of the ArriveSCAM app over the last several years. It wasn't you, it was Mr. Firth, correct?
He was the face for ArriveCAN, yes.
Yes. He was the one that held all the relationships with the bureaucrats and government officials such as deputy ministers and ministers, not you, correct?
I don't have any knowledge of that.
He was the one that was whining and dining potential contractors with government officials. That wasn't you, correct?
That wasn't me.
No. Literally everything to do with the ArriveCAN scam was flowed directly through Christian Firth. It had no DNA of you on it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I was not involved.
Right. So we heard yesterday from Christian Firth that not only yesterday, but in previous testimony, that he's quite proud of the ArriveCAN scam. Are you equally proud?
Yes, I'm proud of the work that we were able to deliver.
Are you proud of the end result?
Which end result are you referring to?
The end result that resulted in extremely long delays at the borders, chaos and confusion at airports, the faulty, glitchy part of the app that resulted in the illegal detention of 10,000 Canadians. Are you proud of those facts, Mr. Anthony? Yes or no?
I have no knowledge of that.
Come on, Mr. Anthony. You read papers, you watch the news. Were you living under a rock for the last 3 years? Did you not experience the frustrations that millions of Canadians had at airports, border crossings? You want this committee to believe this lie that you have no knowledge of those basic facts? Come on. No one believes you. I certainly don't believe you. Do you think Canadians got value for their money for the ArriveCAN scam?
We were asked to do a job for a price, and we did it.
A price that was originally estimated at $80,000 that was multiplied 750 times to around $60 million. Is that, sir, value for the money?
I have no knowledge of that.
Of course you don't. You were completely unable to answer relevant questions from numerous members of this committee. Will you ultimately answer questions that are put to you by the RCMP?
If the RCMP reaches out, I will cooperate with them.
Thank you. Those are my questions, Chair.
Thank you. We now go to back to regular order. Mr. Genuis, please, for 5, and then Mr. Jouari, and then Mrs. Vignola and Mr. Backrack. Go ahead, Mr. Genuis.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Anthony. Bottler executives have testified that Christian Firth, your partner, bragged about having dirt on his friends who were senior government contracting officials. Has Mr. Firth ever told you that he has dirt on anyone?
No.
Does Mr. Firth have any dirt on you?
No.
And you're nonetheless prepared to continue to defend him in spite of everything you've heard today?
Yes.
Do you intend to read the Auditor General's report after this meeting's over?
No.
Why not?
Because the damage has already been done for me. It does not affect me.
Sir, you began your opening statement by talking about how much it affected you. Anyway, we've been over this ground before. Mr. Anthony, one of my colleagues had been asking you about meetings with Mr. Firth. Did you discuss your testimony today with Mr. Firth?
No,
Did he participate in any of your preparatory activities?
no.
Okay. You did say, and the record will show that in response to questions from Mr. Backrack, you said you were, in terms of time spent on responding to the suspension, you said you hadn't discussed it because you were focused on these committee meetings. Did you not say that?
I did say that.
Okay, so you just admitted to me that in your discussions with Mr. Firth, you were focused on these committee meetings. At the same time, 30 seconds previously.
No, that's not what I meant when I said that.
Well, what
I
did
did.
you mean?
I had no discussions with Mr. Firth about this committee meeting. When Mr.
Okay, but you were nonetheless focused on the committee meetings and your discussions with him.
No, I did not say that.
All right, sir. I think the record will show that you said many things that you didn't say, and I hope you do actually read the Auditor General's report, which you no doubt have already read. Mr. Chair, in light of the previous discussions about security and privacy issues raised by Mr. Anthony's testimony, I'd now like to move a motion. The motion is that the committee report to the House that in light of the evidence of Darren Anthony, Chief Security Officer for GC Strategies, that he did not vet or review ArriveCAN subcontracts awarded by GC Strategies, and given that the Auditor General found, quote, some resources that were involved in the security assessments were not identified in the task authorizations and did not have security clearance as submitted by GC Strategies, and that the Canadian Border Services Agency, quote, was unable to provide any supporting documentation to confirm that work related to the security assessments were performed by 4 of the 5 resources listed, end quote. The committee called upon the Privacy Commissioner to conduct an investigation of the ArriveCAN app, including the work of all contractors and subcontractors, and determine whether the privacy and personal information of Canadians was adequately protected, and with a view to presenting a special report to Parliament. That motion has been sent, I believe has been distributed. And I think it's fairly self-explanatory, Chair. The testimony today.
Let me just interrupt you quickly. It has been sent to everyone in both languages, to the P9s. Go ahead, Mr. Genos. Sorry.
Thank you, Chair. I think it's clear from the testimony today that the person responsible for security at GC Strategies was not attending to and is not able to answer questions about key measures that should have been in place to protect the privacy and security of Canadians. Therefore, I believe this motion will and should receive the quick support of this committee, and we can ask the Privacy Commissioner to undertake this important work. There have been a number of different investigations in relation to the ArriveCAN app, of course, but this is a unique element. The implications for the privacy and security of Canadians' data. So many Canadians put their personal data into this app expecting that it would be protected, and I think we now need to ask the Privacy Commissioner to investigate the serious problems that we've heard about today.
Thank you. I assume everyone has received it. Mr. Sousa and then Mr. Shawari.
Mr. Chair, I ask for suspension for 10 minutes to review this, please.
Shawari, was that the same issue for yourself, or did you wish to speak on this?
So are you, Mr. Chair, are you talking to me?
Yeah, your hand is up. Did you?
Yeah.
Were you on the same issue to ask
no.
for a short suspension?
Yeah, ask for 10 minutes suspension.
Okay. Why don't we do 5 minutes? We'll come back and at 2:45. We're suspended for 5.